We're going to really establish who the face of the women's division is, because whoever wins this Fatal 4-Way, I think really puts themselves in the shop window, in the forefront of this women's division. It's not for a title, but it is still, I think, important, because in my mind, whoever wins this is the person they're really wanting you to pay attention to. And there's some good names in here as well. Kendal Gray, who's, that girl that's been hanging around with Kylie Bright. So we've got Kendal Gray. We got Kylie Armstrong. We've also got Brinley Reese. And we've also got, what's her name? Chantel Monroe, I believe it is. Now, I don't really know Chantel Monroe. But, I'm really looking forward to this match. I think it's a match that I think is worth booking, because these four ended last week arguing about, who was going to be the first champion. So putting them in a match against each other, having the winner be the person that really kind of is the face of the brand at the moment, makes a lot of sense. I would take this over just another such and such versus such and such match, and there's not really anything at stake. Like, there's a little bit of story here where they all think they're the woman. They all think they're the person. They're the face of Evolve. So I must admit, I do like the booking. Hopefully we do maybe similar next week, but for the men. And actually, we do that. So I don't know what else we've got. This was the thing that was obviously announced yesterday during NXT. So I don't know what else they've got lined up, but that Fatal 4-Way, hopefully it gets time, and should be really fun. So looking forward to that. Right, let's move this over here, and let's skip over here. Jump into the chats. Yeah, Edward, congrats. Interim champ. Just it basically means you're the champ, to be honest with you, buds. I mean, you get your face, I'll get your picture down here. Don't know where I'll get it, but I'll get it. I'll make it work. Let's see what Edward's saying.
Edward Brown LFC won the baddest on the planet. Wrestling Daze ill cash in my match, in 2 week I'm interim champ, so I decide. But I do want to say tonight took a lot out of me that was hard, but one-on-one on I will never be beaten because I'm the GOAT. Back.
Edward, shout out to you, buds. I'm looking forward to seeing such a such versus such a such versus such a such, said Dirty Hippo. Well, and to be honest, I really like Kylie Armstrong. Brinley Reese is someone we've seen in NXT, and she's not someone that's kind of, I mean, it's hard in it. That women's division in NXT is so good that it's just really difficult for her to, or for the certain women to kind of stand out, come through, grab some spotlights. So you've got your Brinley Reeses, you've got your Dani Palmers, Dani Palmer was good last week. You've got your Kendal Grays. These are people that have been on NXT, but they just can't get any kind of TV time because they're battling Julia, Stephanie, Zayda, Lola Vice, Tatum Paxley, Jordan Grace. So we've seen Brinley Reese, we've seen Kendal Gray, we've seen both of those before. Kylie Armstrong, I think, has been a real standout to our community on Evolve. Honestly, the only one I don't know is Chantel Monroe. We've seen her once before, maybe twice, but I don't know. She's the only one that I don't have a big opinion about. So, yeah, I genuinely think it's a good match. White Noise says, Daze, I want to defend my European title next week against someone from the JYD that is in Europe. That is an unofficial title, so any title defenses have to be away from the streams. Next week, I've got a faction war, and I've got 3 championship matches. So trying to fit all that into hour and a half is going to be interesting, to say the least. Hannah, shout out to you. See what Hannah is saying.
Anna W. Day, thoughts on WWE's Nicholas Khan taking clean shots at AEW and Khan, as it might be to add speculation for WM Week. Is Nick true in what he said that WWE does not bench their talent instead of AEW?
Nick Khan taking shots at AEW and Khan. It might add speculation to WrestleMania week. Is Nick true in what he said that WWE does not bench their talent instead of AEW? This is a quote that I've not seen, to be honest with you. So I'd have to see exactly what was said from Nick Khan. There's only one room for Khan. Nothing but respect for the father who finances it and owns the Jaguars and all of those other things. I don't know. It's obvious to me that he wasn't a cancer. He was a free agent. I don't know. I've not seen any comments on it, apart from this one about respect to the father over there that finances AEW. So, I don't know. I mean, they don't... I don't believe WWE... I can still talk on it. I don't believe WWE bench people as a punishment. I mean, AEW had people that wanted to leave and they made them kind of sit out their contract. Made them sit at home and they wouldn't release them from their deal. I'm trying to think of anyone that WWE has kind of held whilst being under contract that wanted to go. I suppose you had Mustafa Ali, didn't you? I feel like, didn't Mustafa Ali want to leave, but he was kept around? But, I mean, Nick Khan's answer to that is going to be very simple. We wouldn't have done that if it was TKO. So you're talking about a company that's only been around really for a couple of years, TKO. So he's kind of got that get out of jail card, hasn't he? But no, he wouldn't be correct if he was talking about the history of WWE, because I can think of Mustafa Ali that was kind of held against his will and wanted to go. And I'm sure there's others as well. It's Bryn again said, I'm here for swipe right and swipe right only. That was during the Vince era, says G Doggy Dog. Lee Ann Pruitt said, I made it, friend. It's very hard. I have schooling college in Harvard. Oh my God, you go to Harvard. I also stay on at the weekend, so it's hard to make the lives. But shout out to you. Lee Ann Pruitt, shout out to you, my friends. I love the fact that people from Harvard, highly educated, are joining us for these conversations. I can only imagine that this is what's known as dumbing down. So shout out to you.
Joe. Yeah, there is Dark Knight. There is Formula One Premier League, darts possibly a lot of football this weekend, SmackDown WrestleMania. Then next weekend, I am off to London.
Well, Joe, sounds like you got a busy week, but I hope you have a good week. There is a lot of sport on at the moment. Formula One again this weekend that's good. It's been good so far. It's like no one's really running away with it, are they, at the moment? I know we're only a few races in, but yeah, it's been good.
Edward Brown LFC won the baddest on the planet. Wrestling Daze ill cash in my match in 2 week interim champ, so I decide, but I do want to say tonight took a lot out of me that was hard, but one-on-one I will never be beaten, because I'm the GOAT. Lol. T85. I love the WrestleMania 9 documentary. It's considered one of the worst WrestleManias ever, but there have been worse.
Yeah, I agree. We watched it the other day. I think that if it was in an arena, a normal arena, with normal entranceway, I think it would be the worst then, in my opinion. I think that the fact it's outside, it's bright, you've got the quirkiness of the venue, you've got the animals, which sounds crazy, but like there's flipping elephants coming down and camels and all this kind of stuff. The fact that it's the toga party and it's all themed, I think all of that really raises it for me. But actually, in-ring wise, it's there's really not loads there to write home about. I was actually surprised watching Sean Tatanka. It struck me how long it was, how slow it was in places, but there's some really good spots in that match. There's some really good moments in there, but it's not a Shawn Michaels Mr. WrestleMania classic, you know? I don't quite know why the chemistry wasn't quite there, but yeah, and then like Brett Yoko was actually better than I remember. Brett Yoko had a nice pace to it, but just a bit of a shame it has such a screwy finish with the kind of salt in the eyes. But yeah, I think, no one loves WrestleMania 9 more than me, unless there's people out there that seriously regard it as one of their favorite WrestleManias because of the wrestling. But yeah, I think that it is. I think there's worse. I think the theming of it really does make a difference. So T85, shout out to you. Kader
Finley. If Hank and Tank win the tag team titles and Roman wins on Saturday, Brawny might be the happiest person on earth, lol.
Yeah, I'd imagine he would. He's a big Hank and Tank stan, isn't he? So, Kader, hope you're doing well, my friend. Opala.
Opilas Travels. Hey guys, what's your opinion on this World War III that's apparently going to happen? First time in my life, I actually am a little worried about it. It seems legit.
I've not heard anything like that. I mean, obviously, you've got like all the tariffs and all of that stuff that's happening, and China are obviously responding the way they're responding. You got Russia, you got Ukraine. I mean, you've got all these things. I mean, I don't know. I don't know that it's going to lead to like World War III. I feel like that's quite a jump. So that's my view on it.
James Chadwick. Daze Naito is either sure to leave or has already left NJPW.
Yeah, I heard. Yeah, I mean, I'd love for him to come to WWE. I don't know what his plans are. To be honest, I heard that he was looking to wrap it up anyway. I mean, I think he's carrying quite a few injuries. I genuinely don't have any information on that. I'm just going off the fact that I've watched Naito. Naito has been my favorite New Japan talent, maybe ever, actually. And whenever I used to watch Wrestle Kingdom, Naito was the one that really stood out to me. I just think he's so cool. And I love his attitudes back in the day of they didn't really believe in him, right? And they sent him off for excursion. He went to Mexico and kind of came back and, started to win, but he felt like he wasn't getting the opportunities he deserved. And so his character, I mean, I don't know if this was him as well, built up a bit of a hatred for the company, built up a bit of a hatred for New Japan. And so he actually went on to win like big titles, and he hated the company, or his character did. So he'd be like dragging the belt behind him. He wouldn't be like holding it up with pride or anything. He'd just be dragging it along the floor. And he was just really cool. I mean, he was really doing his own thing. And he's such a great wrestler as well. Such a great wrestler. I can't say that he's better than Okada, but I think with his character work and everything, he was the one that really grabbed my attention. So if ever I watched New Japan, I was always most excited for the Naito match. And my understanding is that he's always had niggles and injuries, and he was looking to call it time soon anyway. I feel like there's been conversation around, like, don't know how much longer Naito's going to keep going for. So the fact he's made it clear that he's done now, it sort of feels like he's done and he might be going somewhere, because they're not doing like a big farewell match. They're not doing a big farewell tour. I don't know that he's done and he's retiring. Thank you, everyone. It's really weird how the end is coming about. It's all like it is going to be done on this date. And so I don't know if he's not been poached by WWE or been poached by AEW. I'm really not sure. I really don't know what the situation is. But yeah, word on the street is Bushi and Naito both done with New Japan. Interesting. They're both done at the same time as well. I don't know if that's a contract thing or if someone's poached them. But, oh my God, I'd love to see him come into WWE. I'd love to see Naito come in. Bushi, I don't know as much about, honestly. But I would love to see Naito coming in. White Noise said Naito was the leader of LFIJ. Is that Los Ingobernables? Oh, Los Ingobernables, Japan. Japon, I think, is it pronounced Japon? Brilliant. I think Los Ingobernables was started in like Mexico when he was over there, and then he brought it over to Japan. And I've really enjoyed his matches in Wrestle Kingdom in particular. I don't get a chance to watch loads else, but I've seen a few bits from the G1 over the years and Dominion and whatnot. But I'd love for WWE to get him. The only problem is when Japanese-speaking stars come over from Japan, they don't tend to do so well, do they? Look at Shinsuke, for example. Look at Kushida, who was amazing, but they just couldn't find a way of presenting him. And same with Shinsuke. Obviously, Asuka, they did really well with. But, and I suppose EO, you could make an argument. So, they've done really well with her. She is obviously not an English speaker as her first language. She could come out with a few words. I don't know. Could we maybe have a bit more confidence now? If Naito came in, they would treat him better. Would a Shinsuke coming in now do better than a Shinsuke that joined, 8 years ago, 9 years ago? Don't know. Times have changed. It is TKO. Triple H is booking now. Perhaps Shinsuke doesn't get used as much because of his age now, rather than the language being a barrier. Don't know. I think if Naito is leaving, he's probably going AEW, isn't he, unfortunately? Trini, hello Trini, hope you're well. Let's see what's being said. We got Miss Clown, we've got Trini. We'll have a read of these. We got WWE Eats.
Hey, days when I was younger, I put in a wrestling show in Bognor Regis with Jake. The snake hacksaw Jim Brutus and Honky Tonk Man was crazy. His agent came in my toy shop. Love your shows, mate. Thank you.
WWE. I don't know. I never know how to say your name. Is it WWE Ats? Is it WWE Eats? Is it Wheats? I never quite know. But that's very cool that you put on a show in Bognor Regis with Jake, Hacksaw, Brutus, Honky Tonk Man. That is crazy. Have you still got your toy shop as well? Do you sell like wrestling figures and stuff, buds? That'd be interesting to know. Miss Clown?
I'm Sclone one. James True Lol, and they can play up, but it's generally okay. It just means I can't do sports like I used to. I can't run or sit certain ways, etc. It's worse in winter. Trinita Bitchy Boomer. I think strong style is something the body can only handle for so long. It makes them stars. But then when they come over to the bigger promotions, they're not in a physical condition to do them.
I think that's, I think that's a good point. Actually, I think Trini just made another good point.
Trinita Bitchy Boomer. Everyone was excited for Okada. He went elite. And he's since learned the word bitch shin, chose we, and he surfs and travels.
It's not gone brilliantly. So, I mean, look, if Naito comes to WWE, I'll be thrilled. I'll be so excited. I honestly, that would be like a dream come true, really. I'm not just saying that. He really is someone that I never expected to come over. I still don't, to be honest. I think if he is leaving to go somewhere, I think he's leaving to go to AEW. You know that AEW have got a great relationship with New Japan. You know that they've worked shows together, Forbidden Door. You know that, he's going to know, like, the Bucks. He's going to know Okada. He's going to know Kenny. If he is going to go to a major promotion, I've got to think it's AEW, but, I would love it. I mean, The Rock was wearing a New Japan shirt the other day. So it would be great. I don't know that you're going to get loads out of him at his age and with the damage that he's taken, but I don't know, man. Put him in a tag team with flipping Shinsuke. Let's go. Let's go.
T85. WrestleMania 41 build. I think it's been a bit lackluster for the most part, but in ring-wise, the wrestling should be good mostly.
Yeah, T85, shout out to you. James has heard a bit of a rumor.
James Chadwick. Member. Daze, there is a rumor that Naito has no cartilage in his knee. Hope that ain't true.
To be honest, I could believe it because I could believe it because there has been rumors about him really being beaten up and not knowing how much longer he can go for. The only thing is, if he was done because of how badly beaten his body was, I sort of feel like he would go to New Japan and say, look, I've got to retire. I've got to call it quits. Can we do like a farewell thing? And I think they would do a big show. I think there'd be a big build. I think there'd be lots of thank you, Naito and all that. This was not that, was it? This was New Japan has learned that Naito will be leaving on May, blah, blah, blah. He has confirmed he will still be doing the commitment for this show. It's really cold. It's really, he's done, he's leaving on this date. And it's not like, thank you, Naito, the legend will live forever, you know, tranquilo for life or whatever. Like, honestly, it feels like he's going to go somewhere else. It's given me that sort of vibe.
Finley X, longest reigning community champ. I don't know if it's just me that's only just realized this, but Seth stomped Punk for Cena to win the Chamber. I always thought it was to get back at Punk, but maybe he did it to help Cena win. Third man.
That could be very, very interesting. That Finley, it'll be one of those where we'll look back and go, we should have known. It was there in front of our eyes the whole time. Finley, if you send me a tweet like that, I will block you. I need you to know that. I will block you.
Hasib Hassan. Days being honest, WWE hasn't been great like we were hoping since the big Netflix deal. Do you think WWE have the impression they don't have to put a lot of effort in, like when PPV went to the network?
I don't think it's that. I don't think it's that because they do have to put effort in because of it being on Netflix, and Netflix has spent a lot of money. So Netflix, of course, are going to have an expectation as to new subscribers and certain views. And, you know, Netflix have just spent a lot of money, so there's going to be expectation. Otherwise, they wouldn't have spent that money. So I don't think it's a case of, oh, well, there we go. That's our TV deal done. Thanks. Feet up. I don't think it's that. I don't think they want to do big shocking moments every week because I think you would be desensitized to them. If every week there was a return, a shocking moment, something like that, you would soon burn through a lot of moments. You would hotshot a lot of moments. It would start to feel like, you know, every week there was something. So I don't know, would you start to become desensitized a bit to it? I sort of feel like that's kind of the thing they did during the Attitude Era. Like every week there was something that was big and newsworthy because it had to be, because they were battling against WCW. So they needed your attention. So I sort of feel like the balance isn't quite right in the sense of I get there's going to be weeks where the show is building. Like they're building to something. And I get that every week you're not going to have a big OMG moment. But I would, and I'm sure many of you would, make the argument that there was not enough OMG moments. There was not enough moments that really got our attention on the road to WrestleMania. And first and foremost, I think I would probably blame the European tour. I think that I would look at that and say, well, all the talent being in hotels for like 3 weeks, doing live events, jumping from country to country is not ideal for trying to put on the best TV product possible. I think that that definitely caused disruption. I think it definitely got in the way. I think ideally we would not do that again next time around, or maybe we'd do it again, but learn some lessons from it. Like maybe plan it in advance better, like get it so that if you want to do some stuff, some big stuff, like balls on NXT last night. And it's like, how are you going to do that in Spain? Where are you going to get drywall from? Where are you going to create a fake room? Who are you going to contact? I feel like in America, that's easy. Because you know people that you can go to, you know, you can get stuff shipped, you can sort it. But if you're in Spain, if you're in Italy, like sorting that stuff is clearly more complicated. Clearly it's going to be possible, but it's also going to be harder to work with the arena and get stuff delivered and get it, you know, when do you even get to the arena? Like, you know, can you get there early to set some stuff up? You know, I mean, thankfully they did put, was it Damien through the windscreen? I think, was that London? I can't remember if that was London. I feel like when we got to London, we started to do some stuff. I feel like a lot of people would agree that the London SmackDown, the London Raw were the best shows from the European tour. And I don't think it's a coincidence that was a place that we've been to many, 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 many times. It's kind of like home away from home. Like, we run the O2 on a regular basis. So it's sort of home from home. And, you know, it helps. It's an English-speaking country, of course. So if you want to sort something, it's a lot easier to communicate and get things sorted. So I feel like the European tour played a part in the build being as underwhelming as what it was. I think had we been in America, we could have done more. We would have done more. And I think that it would have been had a few more OMG moments. So I'm going to blame the European tour. I'm not going to say that WWE are complacent. They're just putting their feet up. Because I think there are real pressures from Netflix to improve the numbers. I think Netflix are going to have certain benchmarks they want to hit. And so you can't just coast and put your feet up. So I really don't think it's that. I think they are genuinely trying to build stars, tell stories, get people onto TV rather than sat in catering. I think they're having to deal with injuries, illnesses. I think they're having to deal with flight delays. You know, the other day, Liv was like, I'm not sure I'll make it to Raw. She did, but, you know, that was a glimpse of, like, some of the travel issues people have. So that was just one that we got told about, that she was struggling to make it. What about the times where we don't hear about it? And superstars didn't make it, because there's got to be superstars that have missed flights. There's got to be flights that were delayed and there was no way for them getting to the show, which results in rewrites. So I've got to think that happens. Clearly there's injuries. Clearly there's illnesses. Clearly there's plans that change as a result. You know, I don't know that when they brought Alexa back at the Rumble that she was not in any WrestleMania plans, or has that changed? Because word on the street was she was going to be in the tag match. That was word on the street. Now, of course, the streets can always be wrong, but I don't know. Is no one else surprised that Alexa's not on the WrestleMania card? Because I am. I know they will have had stuff planned already, but they've brought her back at the Rumble. You would think that's enough time to get her factored in somewhere. So, yeah, I'm genuinely surprised that she's not on that card. So, no, I can't sit here and say that it's complacency or anything. I think it's just honestly a bit slower than it should be. I think it is the tour that's got in the way. And I think that, you know, to be honest, I don't know that creative team is as strong as it could be. I don't know. I don't actually know who's in that creative team, but I don't know that they are that great. I don't know that creative team is firing on all cylinders. Could that creative team be better? I mean, looking at the product that's gone out, I would say yes. I would say that you know, they might only be doing what Triple H wants, which is, you know, not playing it safe, but like, just kind of keeping things ticking over, keeping it solid, keeping it simple. all that stuff, you know, rather than being spectacular, just keeping it simple, which I can understand, but it's very frustrating, isn't it? I think we all wanted more from this build. Edward, Hannah, let's jump over, see what's where the conversation is.
Edward Brown LFC1, the baddest on the planet. Member. Wrestling Daze, do you want an updated pic of me for my face on the screen for an interim champ, bud?
Yeah.
Or will ya just use the one you have please respoond, and I'm in shock, I've just seen something.
Yeah,
Hannah,
you could. Well,
Daze, let's see what the undisputed future of WE. Kylie Armstrong has in store for us, as she is the best talent in Evolve on the female side. I wonder how Mania 50 will be with future. Wrestlers legends.
Yeah, I don't know. Kylie Armstrong, I'm looking forward to seeing. Yep. If I was booking tonight, I'd actually have Chantel win. She's the one I know about the least. So I would have Chantel win. And I'd have Chantel win because I know about her the least. So I think that'd be a good showcase for her. Doesn't mean she's going to win the title, but that's the direction I would definitely look to go. In regards to the picture, Edward, yes. Send me what you want. Tell me which body you want to go on as well, and I'll get that sorted. I don't know if TJF is around, but I will look to use the DWO image he created last week, which I think got sent to me like, I don't know, Sunday night, Monday, something like that. So I didn't get a chance to download it and get it sorted, but I can use that unless there's been changes. Changes. Okay. Opala.
Opilas Travels. The company are heightest against short people, and short people are belittling themselves by joining a company like that.
I think they could do better with lighter weights. So I think that they do focus too much on heavyweights. You know, we've got the World Heavyweight Championship. We've got the WWE Championship. And if you are a smaller person, like, say, Zelina, you are really struggling and fighting a losing battle. I think that you can understand people joining WWE, though. They are the market leaders. So you can understand people wanting to go there. And, you know, I mean, it's the biggest platform. It's the biggest spotlights. You could make an argument that to change that, you need to be there and kind of, you know, making the case that it needs to change. So, you know, I'm sure, like, the more that people go and express their opinions, hopefully the more that it can change over. I mean, I've said before, I'd love to see a world championship that is regarded as a world championship for smaller men and smaller women. It's not so much about height, to be honest. It's weight. I think it's more weight. If you're small, you're not going to weigh as much. So, you know, but you can still be taller and thinner, right? I mean, we see like loads of different sizes height-wise in UFC, but they still fight in the same weight class. Sean Woodson the other day was fighting, and he's absolutely huge. His opponent was really small, but they were still both in the same weight class. So for me, like, height isn't so much the issue. It's the weight. If Roxanne's quite small, but you know, you can put her in there against, say, a Candice LeRae, and that's fine. Because Candice is not the same as a Nia. She's not the same as a Jade Cargill. You know, you've got, just very similar to the guys, really. You've got big guys. You've got smaller guys like your Johnny Garganos, your Finn Balor's, your Rey Mysterios. And then you've got bigger girls, you've got smaller girls. And of course, you know, if you're a Zelina Vega, it's flipping, I mean, you know, what's Thea Hale going to do? Thea Hale's going to struggle when she gets to the main roster because, well, maybe you can put her in a tag team or do something like that with her. But how is Thea Hale going to go on to become a women's world champion when she's got to battle the likes of, you know, flipping Nia Jax and Bianca Belair and, Do you know what I mean? Jordan Grayson, these absolute powerhouses, these big jacked or really tall Raquel Rodriguez types. So yeah, I mean, I've long been an advocate for a light heavyweight championship, light heavyweights, which I think people will still respect it if it main evented shows. I mean, you can't tell me that, say, Rey Mysterio against Demon Finn Balor for the light heavyweight championship, if that story was really creative. Let's say Balor was going round kind of, going to Rey's house and trying to break in and all that stuff. And like they were doing fire promos on each other, like really good builds. Rey Mysterio has been flipping light heavyweight champion for 6 months, 12 months, and now Finn's going for the belt. And like really creative, really good builds. And, you do that as a main event, and it's a world title. And if Finn Balor wins, he adds to his world titles. Like that to me is just, it's no problem. I really don't see the barrier. I don't see the problem. Boxing has weight classes, UFC has weight classes, Taekwondo, martial arts, they all have weight classes. Apart from pro wrestling, where we largely just only cater to heavyweight, and that's it. And so, yeah, I mean, I don't disagree. I think there is a need for something for the lower weight classes. Toby
Rob. Member. I think we demand more and more from what we get nowadays. Expectations are higher than ever. Criticism is higher than ever.
I agree. I do think WWE bring it on themselves, though. I mean, if you're going to talk about how amazing the business is, and you're going to talk about how you're selling out, and you're going to talk about how wrestling has never been hotter, I mean, if you're going to do what you should do, which is promote your product and talk about how, this is a new era. This is, you can feel it. Triple H does interviews talking about how you can feel it in the air. It's another special time in wrestling. You've got wrestlers going out saying, it's just so special at the moment. Netflix want us. TKO, we've got new leadership. Triple H has took over. It's a new era. It's a new beginning. Blah, 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 blah. And then you watch the shows and they're just okay. You can sort of understand how WWE are not really helping themselves. They're doing what they should do, which is bigging themselves up, saying, oh my God, this is amazing. We're so good at this. Like, it's a special time. They should do that. They should brag about what they're achieving because, they are doing amazing numbers. Business is booming. But the downside is that obviously when you tune in to see, okay, well, let's see, why is it so good? That if you then start getting just fairly average shows, then of course people are going to be like extra critical, aren't they? So it's a double-edged sword, really. Yeah, the build has been underwhelming. It's done. We focus on WrestleMania, and honestly, I think WrestleMania is going to be a lot of fun. I think there's a lot of matches there that I'm looking forward to seeing. Even if they're not the matches we would choose, I want to know what's going to happen with Heyman. I want to know what's going to happen with The Rock and a third person. I want to know if Cody leaves as champ or if Cena leaves as champ. I want to know if Jey Uso is going to do it. I want to know who wins the women's triple threat. I want to know if Tiffany Charlotte breaks down into absolute car crash, which I don't think it will, but I want to know. I want to know if El Grande is going to win or will he be demasked by Ray. So I want to know what's happening there. I don't really care about AJ Logan, but I think the match will still be good. Don't really care about New Day War Raiders, but I'm sure the match will be okay. But yeah, those two I could, do without. Jade Naomi, I just want to see what Jade does. We know what Naomi can bring, but I just want to see, what's Jade got up her sleeve here. So that's not a match that I'm giddy for, but it's a match that I'm, I still want to see what happens. I still want to know. I still want to know, like, what goes down. I suppose AJ Logan has got the Carrion interest. Like, Carrion's kind of involved in that, isn't he? And I think he's added to that match. You know, he's desperate for AJ to get the win. Although I was watching Brian Alvarez, and he made a good point, something that I didn't really think about. He's like, Carrion was really good during the match of, like, sacrificing himself. He was really good during the match of really getting across, like, how he wanted AJ to win, so he had momentum. But he was like, but if that's the case, why did he attack AJ after the match then? If he's so invested in AJ winning and going on to beat Logan, why did he beat him up after the match? And I was like, I didn't really think about that. Why did he do that? That does not really add up, does it? So I don't know. I don't know what... I don't know quite what the story is there or why they decided to do that, but he did a promo after that was very good, where he was saying about that he wanted AJ to go on and kind of stand up for the wrestlers. So, yeah, look, is it the card we would choose? No, but it's still got plenty of interesting stuff in there. Okay, a few more.
Lonnie Estes, new member. The Rock is putting out a new Project Rock like me, and it says weekend starts tomorrow, and Drew is in advertising. Is he third man? Subway. Days, it's WW Eats. Unfortunately, the shop closed down, but I have some mad stories also with D'Lo, Brown, Greg the Hammer. Jake was very bad at the time on crack, broke down in the ring at the end.
Oh, really? WW Eats, shout out to you, buds. At least I know now how to pronounce your name. But, oh, that's a shame your shop closed down, but yeah, we'll have to dig into those stories one day. It'd be interesting to find out about those. Lonnie said The Rock is putting out a new project. It says it starts tomorrow. Drew is in the advertising. Is he the third man? Well, I mean, obviously there's theories that he could be. He did a whole kind of promo thing yesterday with do's and don'ts, and in the background was the sword that The Rock gave him. But equally, there's people wondering if it's going to actually end up being Seth. Because again, in Unseen, we were looking at the things that Seth was wearing. They feel like they're connected with The Rock, or little hints that they're connected with The Rock. So it's honestly, it's really difficult. We don't even know that there is a third man, because that's just a theory. And we don't even know if that theory is correct. So there might not even be a third man. If there is a third man, I think Drew, Jay, Seth, they would feel like the front runners. But there's just nowhere near enough information or anything out there to really work on. There's certainly no rumors or anything. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I think that's definitely adding to the intrigue of this weekend.
White noise. I was listening to a wrestling radio podcast this afternoon, and Devon Dudley was discussing the plans for the Dudley Boys. And apparently there were plans for Maven to join the Dudley Boys as T.E. Dudley.
Oh, right. T.E. Dudley. That's interesting. Jay is going to be the third man, said Chris. Let's see what Chris is saying about that.
Christ 541. Jay is the third man, and I only think that because of how Cena jumped off the apron at the Rumble.
Because of how Cena jumped off the apron at the Rumble. Oh, right. So you think that Cena allowed Jay to get the win, and then Cena went to Elimination Chamber? I don't know, it was a good shout earlier by, was it Finley that said about Seth potentially curbing Punk because he's the third man. So I would say Jay, Seth, Drew are the ones that you can sort of find a few connections for. But yeah, we're going to have to wait and see, aren't we? Brony, shout out to you, says about AJ as well. AJ Logan.
Bronny FN. Days AJ versus Logan is probably the match I'm least excited for.
Yeah.
You got matches like Naomi, Jade, and Ray versus Chad, but those matches have had a solid build. AJ and Logan's build has been meh.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think Carrion is really adding to the build of that one for me. The fact he's so desperate for AJ to get the win, I think it's very interesting. I think, I don't know kind of how that's going to show itself. I would not be shocked if Carrion got involved in that match in some way. But, yeah, I agree. Out of all the matches, that's the one that, well, New Day War Raiders as well. I can't say I'm, that's had literally no build. I mean, apart from a few little interactions backstage, whatever, I mean, that's had even less build than Logan AJ. So those would probably be the two that I'm like least engaged with. But no, I mean, there's plenty there that I'm looking forward to.
Zippy Mellows. Hello, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. I really love all the different information you always share with all of us. Thank you.
Zippy Mellows, shout out to you, buds. Yeah, I mean, people just obviously go and see lots of different bits and bobs, bring it here, throw theories around. Did we notice this? Could that lead to that? I mean, the hard thing, obviously, is that we can't sit here and answer a lot of these questions because the honest answer is no one knows. The honest answer is there's theories and there's thoughts, but no one really knows as to where these things are going to lead. But I think what's good is that it gives you a few things to think about. It gives me a few things to think about, and maybe a few things to just sort of keep an eye on as well. So, we're looking at Jay a little bit because if we've said if Cena wins the title and Jay wins the title and they both join The Rock, he's then got both the champs, which is, I think, a very interesting position for WWE going forward, for The Rock to have both the champs in his pocket, like to have their souls. I don't know they would be brave enough to turn Jay heel, though. Jay is so over with the crowd that and the kids that I don't know, at what point does he find himself in that sort of John Cena position where they just don't want to turn him? Because he's just so over with the crowds. I don't know. So there's definitely pros and cons for all of those, but it's going to be very, very interesting. I think both the main events have got some extra garnish that's kind of really adding to the interest of those matches.
Tom Damiano. Yeah, a lot of unanswered questions that will hopefully get answered at WM. It's going to be fun and a spectacle as always.
Yeah, and the stage is looking good as well, bigger than I was expecting. I really thought that you knew there'd be a screen on there. And you knew that they would do some sort of staging. But this one looks like there's more elements than what I was expecting. So it looks like they have spent a bit more money than last year. Jessica.
Looking forward to Drew versus Priest. We should find out Randy's opponent on Friday, but it sucks it'll just be thrown together and hopefully still turns out well.
Yeah, Bookie's favourite on that is that it's going to be solo, which makes sense, of course. I think second favourite is Nick Aldis. I don't know. I would like Nick Aldis. I think that would be really fun, but if it's solo, I'm already prepared for there to be some moans and groans. But the truth is, we are going down a road we weren't planning on going down. We are doing something we wasn't planning on doing. So it just means that, it is going to be a plan B. And unfortunately, maybe they couldn't find a more interesting plan B. I sort of feel sorry for Solo. I mean, he's so fallen off a cliff. He's really dropped like a stone. I sort of feel like, remember him in the ring, like trying to get Roman to win that match. And he felt like he had some aura at that point. I feel like him taking over the bloodline after Roman was the right move, but his aura really suffered. Certainly when Jacob came in, because all of a sudden there was someone that was even more of a badass than what Solo was. And, him doing I Love You Solo and everything was good, but he was getting a little overshadowed by Jacob, Roman was never overshadowed by Solo. Solo was still a badass, but he could never overshadow Roman. But I don't think that was true of Jacob and Solo. And then, of course, Solo goes and faces Cody, ends up losing. We bring Roman back. And, we start Bloodline. They end up losing that as well. Then he goes to Netflix premiere, loses to Roman. I mean, it's just been... He's been overshadowed aura-wise in his own group. At first, like, that leader position didn't really feel like it suited him. I think he's so much better as, like, that kind of Street Fighter type character rather than being in a suit. I just don't think that's the right vibe for him. It'd be like trying to put Rikishi in a suit, Like, I just don't think they made the right decision. And then he's just took loads of L's. So, yeah, it's hard to be excited for Solo Randy. But, I don't know. I mean, it would be quite good, actually, if Solo was to go in and just destroy Randy. It won't happen, because Randy's going to go to Backlash. But imagine if Solo gets in there and reminds the world of just how good he is, and actually puts in a performance that's really good and is, like, wrecking Randy, chucking him around. Like Samoan spiking him and not pinning him, picking him up again and going again and trying to get back some of his aura. But the problem is you can't do that because you're going to need to build Randy up for Backlash. So, I mean, you can't even do that. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see.
Edward Brown, LFC won the baddest on the planet. Daze, my mum is currently watching SummerSlam 88. Then I asked her if she watched back then, and she said yes. Now that means my mum has been watching for over 30 years, which is crazy because I didn't know.
That is crazy. Shout out to your mum. Opulus Travels. Let's get a couple more thoughts. We'll be underway with Evolve soon.
Opulus Travels. I think they should remove Chad vs. Ray for Chelsea Green's Turl match spot. That match would have more importance to it. And the Women's Intercontinental Championship should also be at this Mania too.
Well, technically it will be. It's just going to be in a tag match.
Frank 91210. Rikishi would need a custom suit to fit that dumper in it. Bronny FN.
That is
Chris,
true.
I'm not sure how I feel about Roman going heel again, though. I think him as a face is better, so he can have different feuds against heels, because he already faced a lot of the faces.
Brony, shout out to you. Matt, appreciate the support, buds.
Matt Carney, £5. Daze, what events in history have changed would have taken the WWE timeline in a very different direction? What are some of the pivotal moments?
Well, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, you obviously, if Vince hadn't have bought the company, I don't know what would have happened at that point. So, you can go back to the early 80s when Vince buys WWE from his dad. If that had been sold to someone else, we would have gone in a completely different direction. So that was a real pivotal moment. Had WrestleMania 1 not worked, Vince was very, loud in saying and not shy about saying that if this doesn't work, we're done. Like, we were going to have to close it. They financially put all their eggs into that basket. And so if that hadn't have worked, they could have been done. And that would have been an absolute, obviously, nightmare, disaster. We wouldn't even have got into, the late 80s. So 85 is another pit. So those early Vince years are pivotal. Then you've got to go early 90s with the steroid trial because it looked like Vince was going to go to prison. He was accused of providing steroids to his wrestlers, and it looked like he was going to go to prison for it as a result. And I think they brought in, was it Jim Barnett? Not Jim Cornette, but Jim Barnett. I'm sure they brought him in to run the company just in case Vince did go to prison. The steroid trial around 92 is huge. Huge. And Vince wins that case, so he does not go to prison. So I, honestly, off the top of my head, like there's 3. So Matt, shout out to you. I can see Matt as Oh, it was the same question twice. I'm sorry, buds. So, well, there we go. I've got 3 that would have took WWE in a completely different direction. The other, I mean, you could go like with them losing to WCW if they had kept losing the Monday Night War. They could have gone out of business. WCW would have completely took over. So we'd be watching WCW right now. Or would we? I don't know. Imagine if WCW had won the war and then they went out of business. What would we be watching now? AEW? TNA? Someone would have filled that void. We might have been sat here watching TNA. TNA might have gone on to have been the biggest, might have been the market leader. If WCW had beaten WWE, but then WCW still go out of business, who knows? We could be watching WCW. We could be watching TNA. So, I mean, there's been some real pivotal moments, yeah. We are seeing the crowd, and there was a nice little video package there just promoting our Fatal 4-Way. 4 women. Oh, another 6-man tag. Oh, Gallus. Well, I don't mind that. All of Gallus United taking on Jack Cartwheel, Jordan Oasis, and Cappuccino Jones. Brindley Reese, Kylie Armstrong, Kendal Gray, Chantel Monroe. I don't know who I'm standing. Who am I meant to stan? I think I'm a Kylie Armstrong stan, but I like Brindley Reese. But I like Kendal Gray as well. Oh, God. Here's Chewy. He's sitting down with Kendal. She fell in love with jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai and... So she actually joined the men's wrestling team. I know I'm going to be the face. I love this old footage. It's great, isn't it? Fleshing out her character. Chewie believes her. I believe you. I like Kendal Gray. I think we're going to do what? Trill London's coming out. Trill London. That is, we've seen Trill before. That is quite the mask. Left the NFL's Miami Dolphins to pursue WWE. Ice Williams is in the VIP area. Is Couch Girl around? I mean, I hope not, but... Oh, taking on Harlem Lewis. Okay, here's Harlem Lewis. Harlem Lewis just looks so much to me like your first creator wrestler. Do you know what I mean? You never want to get too adventurous because, like, you don't want to spend too long on it. You want to just get into the game. So, you know, you give him some facial hair, give him a bandana. And this is kind of like my creator wrestler that I tend to end up with most time at first. Eventually, I'll spend a bit more time on it. But at first, I just want to get stuck into the game, really. I'm sort of looking at Trill London. And I'm thinking, if he was a bit more further along, I'm sure he could have found his way into Dark State. I'm getting Dark State vibes from him. Days NXT last night did 663. It's all a bit flat in it for the go homes. 663 is all right, but yeah, the kind of high 700 odd thousand numbers have disappeared. Oh, that's a lovely suplex though by Harlem Lewis. Sonny said the next person that's going to be revealed on Project X's team is going to be a shocker. It's me. It's me. Over in the corner goes Trill London. Undefeated on Evolve so far, Harlem Lewis. Trill is on the outsides. Forearm shot coming in there. Trill goes up over... Oh, I don't know if he meant to do that. Did he meant to do that? Normally you flip over and go into a clothesline, but he actually flipped over and as he came down, sort of like cracked him with his legs. I mean, it wasn't like a drop kick, was it? But he's going up top. The bit on his arm is dangling off. Oh, mate, he just got punched in the face as he jumped off the top. Big shot there by Harlem Lewis. I think Trill London went big. It's not paid off. Picks him up. Lovely. 1, 2. And he pushes the face over. It's a win for Harlem Lewis. He managed to show off a little bit of strength there. So Harlem Lewis getting the win. Let's see what Alan is saying. I think Alan's talking about Matt's comment earlier.
Alan Money Jr., member, $5 US. Vince being guilty at the steroid trial, it would have changed everything.
Completely agree, but yeah, completely agree. Alan knows his stuff. I'm getting paid to do this, says Harlem Lewis. Keanu, I want my face off. Gallus are getting in the ring. Joe Coffey wants a rematch against Harlem, does he? Who are these boomers? Who's the Bob Ross lookalike? Well, I don't know who they are that have just come out to drag him away. We got Ice Williams in the VIP area. Let them fight. I tell you what, the crowd are making some noise this week. Let them fight. Let them fight. Well, we're done with that match. Trill versus Harlem. We're moving on to Jack Cartwheel, Jordan Oasis, Cappuccino Jones. I tell you what, we've got a lot of Cappuccino Jones stands in the community. I think we've got some Jack Cartwheel stands in the community as well, actually. So, Gallus taking on Jack Cartwheel. Let's change this over. That is the thing with Evolve. It really does not hang around very long, does it? There's Sam Holloway. I saw Holloway actually do a promo the other day. He'd grown a bit of a beard. I didn't really like it. I like Holloway's current look here. Right, they're locking up and we are underway. Pop to deal. Nice throw. Jack Cartwheel.
Dr. Dill, member. They should have outed Vince sooner. He lost his mind at the end. The man fired a literal wrestling genius and the heart of his whole UK employee, William the Man's Manly Man Regal. What a dum-dum.
Looking for a suplex. Cartwheel tags out. In comes Cappuccino Jones. Is in there with Wolfgang. Cappuccino Jones prefers oat milk in his cappuccino. Love that for him. Gets caught there by Wolfgang. Cappuccino lands on his feet. Cappuccino goes back in the corner. Big shot coming in there by Mark Coffey. Look at this. We've got Mark Coffey and Joe Coffey against Cappuccino Jones. In comes Oasis. Yeah, but Mark Coffey and Oasis are going at it right now in the middle of the ring. Forearm shots, and it looks like Jordan Oasis getting the better of it. He goes against the ropes. Roll back there by Mark Coffey. Lovely uppercut. Down goes Jordan Oasis. Tag being made. In comes Joe Coffey. Shot coming into the midsection there by Joe Coffey. Jordan Oasis throwing a big shot back. These two trading blows back and forth. Bang, bang, bang. No, missed with a shot there, Joe Coffey. Jordan Oasis. Gallus, all of Gallus getting in there. Duck underneath. Cappuccino, Jack Cartwheel from the top. Jack Cartwheel drop kick. Cappuccino drop kick. Gallus go to the outsides. They're going against the ropes. Man, you see Cartwheel? Cartwheel does like a cartwheel into like a backflip. Goes to the outsides. You wanted to knock me out. You wanted a fight. Well, this is what you're going to get. So, Jordan Oasis unloading. I don't know. Now we got a little break. Little advert for WrestleMania. When you've got people as good as Cody and as Cena, will it ever get bigger than that? Cody Rhodes, John Cena. WrestleMania. WrestleMania this week. I've heard about that. Octavia says, community family, my name has changed, but I'm still the same old me, and I love y'all bunches. The mysterious Octavia. Wrestling Night, hello, said, coffee is better than cappuccino. Let's go, Gallus. Suplex there as Cappuccino is down. I think, is it Mark Coffey that's in there? He's got cartwheel. Cartwheel goes back, cartwheels. Gets the ropes. Over the top. Oh, mate, that's so good. That's so good. They must be so excited by cartwheel. Kick coming into the midsection, picking up Cappuccino. Oh, what a driver! Oh, lovely work by Wolfgang. Cartwheel goes up, round the houses, into a DDT. Mates! Wolfgang, the way that he was planted then, there was a moment he was like upside down, vertical, as he got spiked. Coming up next, we got Javier Bernal. And don't forget, Javier Bernal threw down his jacket the other week. He is done with the old Javier Bernal. A change is needed. So we'll be seeing the new and improved Javier Bernal as right now Oasis has got Joe Coffey, backbreaker. Against the ropes. Jordan Oasis. He's going to look to go against the ropes, over against the ropes. Whoa! Cannonballs into the back of Joe Coffey. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Shoulder up. Match continuing. See what James is saying, and James has got some breaking news.
James Chadwick, member. Daze just saw on Twitter that apparently Tom Collahue has said Beth Alexa and Becky will be backstage at Mania, but don't know for what reason. Wow, shocker people who work there showing up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. It's probably more surprising if they're not going to be there. Any wrestler that is signed by WWE that's not going to be in Las Vegas, I agree. That would be the biggest story. Massive clothesline there by Joe Coffey. 1, 2, 3. And Gallus get the win. And so that is the end of that. Not there's some good moments in that match. We need some tag belts as well. I've not even heard that Evolve's bringing in tag belts. Okay, that was 61, 26, 6, 4. Okay, the first match was good 96. That second match... There we go. I hope you're watching, Stevie. Send those boys back on the bus. I'd like to say we're hungry, but we're starving. Yeah, are you watching, Sophie? Sophie, are you watching? Sophie Turner. Send those boys back on the bus. Oh, here's Chantel Monroe. And now I don't know much about this girl. Hello. I get like Lash Legend younger sister vibes. She was scouted. I'm very prissy. I'm very girly. They just showed her doing gymnastics. Yeah, I mean, she's got a moveset a bit like Naomi. Like leapfrogging with her legs out. There's no doubt in myself because I'm really that girl. To be honest, what I've learned there is she's got a gymnastics background, and I don't know that that's filling me with confidence that she's going to pick up the victory in this match, you know. Ice Williams is in the VIP section. Couch Girl is back. Luca Crusifino is here. He gets a cheer. Luca sitting down. Couch Girl is not sat on the edge of the sofa, which is good to see. That's the latest update on Couch Girl. How she's still got a job is absolutely beyond me. But, you know, that's not for me to say, is it? It's not for me to say. Is she sleeping with management? I don't know. I don't know. I don't think it would be fair to make such allegations, but all I know is that she would be out if I was running that place. Edward
Brown, LFC1, the baddest on the planet. Member. Daze quick question, is eBay reliable to get replica title belts at affordable prices? Or do I stay away from eBay as I really want and had won? But I won't pay over 5. Counted by Euro shop, bud lol.
Yeah, I think they're reliable, but I don't know. There's no guarantee that they're legitimate. There's a lot of fake replica belts that are made for cheaper prices, you know. So, you know, if you want to get the legit one, then WWE is obviously your best place to go. Thing is, though, they do tend to do like deals on titles. Sometimes they do like 20% off titles. You know, there's loads of different codes you can get sometimes. So here's Kylie. If it doesn't sound crazy, it's not big enough. Yeah. Look at the speed she goes off the ropes, man. Explosive. We're going to go to war. The winner of this is the one that's mentally toughest. I don't feel like that was... I feel like Kendal Gray has had the longest promo so far. Well, that was Kylie Armstrong. We're moving on. Is this going to be the banal? Yeah, here's Oro Mensah. Okay, so we're looking to see the presentation of Javier Bernal. Is he like officially out of metaphor now? Like, what's the situation? All right, Mensah has made his way down. Okay, we did get that, so I'm guessing we've still got... he's still representing metaphor. Here's Bernal. It's the same. He threw his jacket down. I was really expecting a reinvention. He's just wearing the same thing. Mm. He left his jacket behind. Because sometimes you've got to leave a piece of you behind so that you can become the person you want to... I don't even know what's going on anymore. I sort of felt like him throwing that jacket down was a clear sign that the reinvention was coming, and apparently not. I'm thinking he loses this match. God only knows what he's going to take off next, though. Hopefully it's just the boots. Hopefully it's the boots or the knee pads. Oh my God. I mean, he hasn't got another jacket to remove. Oh my God. Chop coming in. So they're just bickering on commentary. Big boot there by Javier, but just misses with it. Goes to the corner. Arm drag. Oro goes over. Ooh. Oro over again. Drop kick there by Bernal. Bernal is back up on his feet. We got Oro over against the ropes. Tell you what, the crowd have got a bit more energy this week. I don't really... I don't know why. I wonder if this was like filmed on a different day. I wonder if they did all the other episodes on one day, all these episodes on a different day. Right now we've got Bernal getting chopped in the corner. Kick coming in there by Oro. 1, 2. No joy. Shoulder up. So Bernal is trying to get back up to his feet as Oro comes over. Shots coming into the midsection. I need to jot these scores down. Oro's saying a few words here to Bernal. Looks like we've got very similar poll results, which is kind of confusing. Yeah, very similar. Both of those matches getting good 96. Okay, right now, Oro, no. Big back body drop by Big Body Harvey. Crowd making some noise as Bernal is on the outsides. He's looking to go up top. Big forearm strike. Kick coming in. Oro is in the middle. Bernal climbing up. Perched. Crossbody. Gets it. Gets it. Down goes Oro again. And again. Bang. Knee lifts. Kick coming in by Oro. Misses with a shot. That would have been beautiful Pele kick. He was right in position there to have done a Pele kick. Lovely face first. DDT 1, 2. No, just a 2 count. Yeah, there was a sick moment there where he could have gone into a bang. Jasmine Nix does fantastic Pele kicks. Never leaves the house without guy liner. Into the corner. Is that an actual thing? Going up. Looking for... Oh, over that top rope. Looking to springboard. Oh! Little bit of a kick coming off there. It wasn't quite like a missile drop kick, but bouncing off the ropes. Daze, the crowd has got more energy because they started the show with 2 coffees and a cappuccino. Oh. Rob, well done. Oh, I love that. I flipping love that kick. That backflip kick reminds me of like flipping Guile out of Street Fighter. That's great from Oro. I don't think I see anyone else doing that. That's like a Pele kick, isn't it? I suppose, but... Yeah, that's really good by Oro. Bernal has lost, so take it off. Take it off. Take it off. What's he going to take off today? Da 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 da. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-dum, bum, 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 bum. I think we might just cut away, to be honest. And that's probably for the best. Coming up next, the Fatal 4-Way. Brynlee Reese against Kylie Armstrong against Kendal Gray against Chantel Monroe. Here's the Brynergy. Yeah. Brynlee Reese. I'm a Brynlee Reese stan. Brynactive. Does that work? Brynactive. I like Brynergy. I'm open to any opportunities that come my way, and being that way, here I am. I'm different. I'm pretty much closed to every opportunity. I'm going to prove I'm going to be the face of Evolve. I don't feel like, why didn't they dig more into people's backgrounds? I thought the first Kendal one was excellent, but I mean, we found out that Chantel is a gymnast. We did not dig into Brynlee's backgrounds. Yeah, this is a tune. This Finn tune is such a tune. I don't think I'm allowed to like it, though, am I? Because isn't Travis Scott like a bad person or something? I do like it. Oh. Sophie? Okay. Timothy Thatcher, Bryce Donovan. Jackson Drake against Sean Legacy. Carly Bright. Okay. Thanks, Sophie. Thank you. Oh, there's Carly Bright. Carly Bright, she's here to show support for Kendal Gray. Guys, who are we standing? I don't know who we're meant to stand. I might be standing Brinley. Oh, God, I don't know. The fitness freak. Yeah. Brinley. The Brinergy? Yeah. Do you know what? Let's go. Let's see. Who are we? Who are we standing? Are we standing Brinley? Are we standing Kylie? Are we standing Chantal? Or Kendal? Guys, I don't know who we're standing. Attention! Attention! Bernal versus Mensah. Okay, 75 goods, 2 all time, 0 bad, 21. Okay, so Chantal's come down, Brinley's come down. Here's Kendal Gray. Kendal Gray, and she, of course, is going to have Kylie Bright supporting her. Not that she appreciates it, because I don't think she really likes Kylie Bright, and I do love that. You got this! Yeah, she sort of just looks at her and jogs away. Do you know, of all the video packages I saw, Kendal Gray's probably the one that impressed me the most and showed off that she's got like a real serious background. They're leaving Kylie last though, aren't they? They're leaving Kylie last. Daze, Christopher's tweeted something about Mania. Okay, thank you. I'll have to, I'm so behind on notifications. I'll catch up with them. Here's Kylie. Kylie coming out last. Oh, gas, no break. That makes me think of Jacob. I feel like the strongest, the thickest is Brinley. I feel she's probably got more power than anyone else. But actual wrestling ability, it's probably Kendal. Kylie just brings, I think, the X factor. I think Kylie brings the aura. And I don't know, what does Chantal bring? Maybe the gymnastics? Maybe the agility? Main event, baby. I love this match. I love this match. Brinley Reese. Kissing the guns. She's a former cheer captain. Chantal Monroe. She's related to former home run king Hank Aaron. Good. Here's Kendal. At the age of 19, she qualified for the 2020 Olympic wrestling trials. From Inglewood. World record holder in the sprint medley relay. She's a world record holder. Armstrong. You strong. Armstrong. Is that what they were chanting? You strong. Armstrong. Okay, we are underway and everyone is throwing in shots on Kylie Armstrong. Right now, Brinley grabbing Kylie. Kylie going back against the rope. Stuck underneath. Big boot there by Chantal Monroe. To the outside goes Kylie. Kylie to the outside. Kylie Armstrong for the win, but the Snow Bunny has got a chance too, said Ninja. Sonny said, Daze, the Discord's going to have an after show party in the voice channels. Are you joining us? But, mate, after WrestleMania, I've got reviews, I've got unseens. You know I'm drowning in stuff. Have fun, though. Roll up there by Kendal. Roll up by Chantel. Brinley coming over. We've got a big multi-person cocktail. Right now, we got big shots coming in there by Kylie. Again, Kylie throwing in some shot to Chantel. Throwing in a shot there to Kendal. Another big blow as she goes over in the corner. Kylie hurling Kendal into Brinley. Both of these in the corner. Right now, Kylie is dominating. Chantel goes into Kendal, who goes into Brinley, and then boom, spear by Kylie. All three women got murked. Look at that. Boom, in the corner. I mean, should they have moved out of there? Yeah, probably, but Kylie with a spear. Right now, we've got Kendal. Oh, we got a double pin to kick out. Brinley. Oh, unlucky. Chantel in control. Kylie with Kendal. Oh. Take 1, 2. Chantel looking for the pin. Okay, this is who we're standing. To the outside goes Chantel. To the outside goes Kendal. That's going to leave Brinley and Kylie. So, Kylie, 31%, Brinley, 28%, Kendal, 22%, Chantel, 17%. We are officially Kylie Armstrong stands. I do like Brinley, though. I am. Oh, look at that. Lovely suplex there by Brinley. Going for the pin and kick out by Kylie. Right now, we've got Hannah said it's facts. We stand Kylie. We do. That is official. That is the official community result. We are Kylie Armstrong stands. But I do want Brinley to know I stand her as well. There is a head scissors applied, is there? Right now, we've got... This is like flipping human centipedes. We've got human centipedes. Look at this. Head scissors being applied. Oh, look at that. A Boston Crab by Kylie on Brinley. Kendal jumps on and applies a headlock, though. This is carnage, mate. Boom. Back in the corner goes Kendal. And again. 1, 2. Brinley going for the cover. She breaks out. She tries to grab the leg. Right, both go down. That was good by Kylie. She rolls both over, goes for the pin. Double clothesline. Down goes Brinley. Down goes Chantel. Goes over, grabbing a hold of Kendal. Kendal, boom, big shot. Against the ropes goes Kylie. And again, tripped over. Dragged out the ring. Big shots coming down by Brinley and Chantel. This is going to allow Kendal to go up top. Air Kendal. Lovely, lovely crossbody. Lovely crossbody. I'm the face of the company. We have to deal with commercials then, Wrestle Night. Can you skip through them, buds? Daze, these women are the future of NXT. Seth has got a new shirt on WWE Shop. Very good. Daze, since this is the busiest week and you've got a lot on the plate, what are some things you do to de-stress? Sleep. Close my eyes, go to sleep. I find that very de-stressing. Okay, we are back with the action. We've got Kylie in there with Kendal. Kendal going over to the corner. Kylie is down. Kendal is climbing up. Kylie comes over. Big right hand. Kendal is up in the corner. Shots coming in. And she was just a little bit rocked there as blows come in. And again, Chantal Monroe is climbing up, looking for a suplex. Brindley's there. Brindley is going to look to slam down those two. Yep. So, multi-person spot. Brindley slamming down Chantal and Kylie. They, in turn, suplex. So, lots of, like, multi-woman spots, as you would imagine, in this match. So, it's Kendal that really gets the worst of that because she ended up getting suplexed. Down. Shoulder tackle. Kylie coming up. It's good that they're telling us what's happening next week. I do like to know what we're getting. Over against the ropes. Boom. Spinebuster. Yeah. Everyone is just getting opportunity. Kylie goes down. Brindley gets hurled down. Chantal against the ropes looking for a kick. Snap mare. Boom. Chantal against the ropes. Oh, cartwheel into double knees. And Kendal makes the save. Lovely. Enziguri. Kendal goes over. Kendal down. Right now, Kylie coming over. Double knees there by Chantal. Chantal going against the ropes. Whoa! Oh, my God. Amazing. Jeez. Against the ropes into like a shooting star. Psh, she had like very little room to operate there. This is awesome, says the crowds. Do you know, is this the... I don't know if we've heard This Is Awesome like this before. Yeah, all four are down at the moment. Shot coming back. The match living up to expectation. We were hoping for something good. It's delivering. Shots coming in there by Brindley. Kendal firing shots back. Brindley trying to fire back. Kendal with some big shots. Chopping away. Brindley over against the ropes. Goes down. Back elbow there by Kendal. Down goes Kylie. Chantal is up. Oh. Fireman's and again. Look at this. Lovely. Down she goes, Kendal. Belly to belly! May off the ropes. Bang! She's on fire! She's on fire! Evolve! Evolve, 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 evolve. Lovely takedown there by Kendal as well. Brindley down. Kylie is in the ring. Yeah, she's trying to grab her arm. Brindley in trouble. The arm bar's in. Oh, big splash. Huge. Right now, Kylie grabbing Brindley. Legit, this is one of the best matches I've seen this week. It might be the best, actually. Over in the corner goes Kendal. Gets caught there by Kylie. Big power slam. Brindley's going to make the save, and she does. She grabs Kylie, chucks her out the ring. Brindley going over, going for the pin. 1, 2. Oh, look at that. Brindley was going to use the ropes. Oh, well, that's out of character. I'm sorry. That's not me. Don't worry about it. 1, 2. He can't disqualify you. It's a no DQ. You don't need to apologize. Push him over if you want. Chantal against the ropes. Boom. Power slam. Kylie. 2, 3. Kylie gets it. Power slam. Kylie wins. Oh my God. Our girl did it, guys. Our girl did it. I'm so proud. I'm like a proud parent. I knew it. I knew it would be her. All these other losers didn't stand a chance. Kylie, 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 Kylie. Yes. Brindley was trying to capitalise. Brindley using the ropes is interesting. Are we going to see that from her going forward where she's going to, like, cheat? And then apologise until she finally snaps. That power slam is monstrous. Kylie in the ring. Oh, look, there's Sophie. Applaud him. It was a huge win. There we go. A big statement win that for Kylie Armstrong. Yeah, Kylie Armstrong has been probably the MVP, probably the person that they've really shown off the most. Probably the person that they've really managed to highlight the best. And that was a fun match. Fast-paced. Yeah, it's a spot fest. You have to expect that from those matches. I know that's not everyone's cup of tea. It's not massively my cup of tea, but it's, you know, it is what it is. That is the kind of match that was always going to be, and it was really good. Really, honestly, match-wise, I think it's right up there with anything I've seen this week. So, very good, enjoyable show. And it goes so fast as well, doesn't it? Do you know, it reminds me so much of old NXT, because old NXT was exactly like this. 45 minutes with adverts an hour, but 45 minutes of wrestling. And, you know, you was getting, like, names that you knew and you was looking forward to, and the segments would not really, like, drag. They would, you know, not outstay their welcome. And I do love, like, 45-minute wrestling shows. We don't have any, do we? I mean, like, NXT's 2 hours, SmackDown's 3 hours, Raw is 2 hours 20, 2 hours 30. I do miss, like, Raw used to be like that. Go back to Raw in 93, and it used to be 40-odd minutes. Used to get 3 matches, couple of promos, video packages or whatever, and, you know, boom. Done. Thanks for coming. That was Raw. And it was awesome. WWE said, Daze, it's feeling like Karrion has had a bit of an image revamp. I didn't see them giving him a loss. Felt a bit weak. What's your thoughts? Well, I liked his promo after. His promo after was him saying, I need AJ to win. I don't want to feel like I've wasted however many years of his life being a pro wrestler when I could have just been a YouTuber. I have to know that everything I've done has meant something and that it has mattered. And AJ, if you lose to Logan, where does that leave the rest of us? So, you know, it's obviously been pointed out that Karrion had his arms behind his back when he got hit with that phenomenal forearm, and that he took that bullet on purpose. So what an excellent way to, like, tell that story of having him lose, but having him lose because he sort of wanted to. What I like about it as well is that you could criticize and go, well, why even have the match? But I think he wanted AJ to feel like he had just won that match for real, so that he goes on to, you know, get the momentum. It wouldn't have helped AJ in any way for Karrion to get in the ring and just lie down, would it? AJ would not gain any momentum from that. He'd get a win, but the win wouldn't mean anything. But instead, they had a proper match. But when it came time for the finish, he put his arms behind his back and took that bullet. So I think Karrion's protected from that loss, to be honest with you. I just don't know where the story with AJ goes. I don't know quite what's next or where we're going. I'd like to think that WWE have got an idea. I'd like to think they've got an idea. I don't know if they do, because it wasn't that long ago that he was, like, teasing something with Sami. He was kind of teasing something with Sami Zayn. So I kind of thought that after Sami and Kevin, I kind of thought that we were going to get Karrion and Sami. And it didn't go that way. I wonder if Sami did pick up a little injury or something from that match at Elimination Chamber. And I wonder if that did derail the plans. I wouldn't be surprised because it was such a brutal match. Actually, Kevin's not wrestled again after that. Sammy's not wrestled again. Perhaps they went too far in that Elimination Chamber match, which was just incredible. I mean, 5 stars and just incredible. Definitely in the conversation for match of the year, but I think it will be at the end of the year as well. I mean, obviously WrestleMania I think will contribute some, but yeah, that Sammy Kevin match I think might have finished off both of them temporarily. So maybe we've had to go down some different plans. Let's end this poll. How long have we got? Oh, stick around for 9 minutes. We'll see the hour out and then we'll run away. I need to go working on Unseen. So, yeah, great. This match getting a great score. And you lot have said that was great 61. Great 61. Have I got yesterday's gauntlet match? How does that compare to yesterday? I think it might be just behind. I haven't got it. I think it's just behind. No, it's upstairs. I don't have it, unfortunately, but I think it's just behind the gauntlet match. I don't think any match on Raw got a great rating. I don't think any match on Raw got great. Yesterday, the only match that got great was the gauntlet. So I think what we just saw was the second best match of the week, according to the community. Yeah, good. Very fun. Ninja said Evolve is fine for what it brings. It's the lowest of the low. I don't expect anything for this show other than solid matches. Compared to other shows, I'm going to give it a 4, says Ninja. Frankie said, I thought maybe he lost because he didn't wear his headgear. The kinky stuff that they tried to make him wear before. I love that Daze puts pen to paper. I really do, yeah. I've got notebooks and all that, yeah. I am a boomer that still uses pen and paper. I have got one of those Kindle Scribes I bought years ago. I tend to use that more for UFC and notes that I need. I don't really use that for just jotting down match scores, although I probably should, really. A.B. Jobson said they're only doing this because Brian Cage and Mark Davis are hurt. Is that AEW, is it? Brony said, Daze, Seth has been number 2 to Roman for 10 years and has never been the face. Meanwhile, Cody returns in 2022 and 2 years later, he's the face. Why do Cody and not Seth? More love for Cody, maybe? I don't know. I think it's hard, isn't it? I mean, to be honest with you, I think that... I think Seth's unlucky in that he has been looking for a gimmick that's going to get him to that next level. And I don't think he's ever quite found it. So I certainly don't think it's the Visionary. I think he's got a song that people love singing, but I didn't quite finish a point I was going to make on a stream the other day, which is unusual for me. Because one thing I normally do is make points. But one of the points that I was... One of the points I was going to make is that, did you notice in that main event segment, they were chanting for CM Punk. They were chanting for Roman OTC. I didn't hear Seth chants. And what's interesting is that same crowd will sing his song when he comes out. And they will sing his song at times during, to show him support. Like, rather than chanting Seth, they might sing his song. But I didn't hear that getting sung during when Roman was in there and Punk was in there. And honestly, I think the truth is that Seth has found a track that people enjoy and he has got support. But this Visionary gimmick is not taking him to the heights of what the Tribal Chief did for Roman. It's not taking him to the heights of what being the OTC is. Even though people are singing his song and he milks that, it's not elevating him to the level he needs to go to. I think he is comfortable. I think he is suffering from the same sort of thing I suffer from, which is you do the same thing each week, you get the same results each week. Could you do something different and get better results? Like, could I scrap doing Unseen? Unseen gets like 8,000, 10,000 views a day, right? Brilliant. No complaints. But is there something I could do instead that gets 20,000 a day, 30,000 a day? You know, rather than doing the live streams that do what they do, could I scrap all of the content and just do completely different videos that do 50,000 a day, right? It's one of those where you kind of get to a point where you are happy with kind of how things are. Like, I'm really happy with the channel. I'm really happy with kind of where we are. Things are going really well, and I really appreciate all the support, but you can't help but think, oh, could there be more that we could be doing? Could we be achieving more? Could we be doing better? But equally, if you scrap what you're doing, it could also be worse. Do you know what I mean? I could scrap what I'm doing and I could do top 10 videos, but the results might not be anywhere near as good, and it might not be content that people want. So you kind of find yourself in a position where you don't know whether to stick or twist. You don't know really what to do. And I'm not thinking of changing. Don't worry about that. I'm just using it as an example, right? I'm just using it as an example. And I feel like it's the same for Seth. He's got something that works. He's got something that the crowd are engaged with. It's got something that's selling merch, and it's getting him title matches, and it's getting him to WrestleMania. It works. But it's not good enough to get him to be in the face of the company. So what do? Do you roll the dice and go again? The result could be that what you do next is worse and you don't get as good a results as you're getting now. Or it could be that what you do next is even better and it takes you to the very, very top. So I think that, you look at like the Visionary, I think there's a ceiling to that. You look at the Monday Night Messiah, I think that was worse. I think Monday Night Messiah was even less entertaining. And I think that's an example of Seth doing something that was even worse. Look at Monday Night Rollins. I think that was one of the best things he had was Monday Night Rollins. But maybe there was not too much longevity there. Because Monday Night Rollins was Seth going out, putting on banging matches and saying, this is my show. You can probably only do that for so long. Like, keep putting on banging matches week after week after week before people start getting a bit bored of seeing you doing, the same stuff week after week after week. Like, it's probably diminishing returns. You can probably do it for, 12 weeks, 15 weeks. But then eventually you're going to start repeating and, there's probably a shelf life to that. Architect was obviously good when he was with the Authority, but that was him being a heel. That was him with J&J Security. That was after he cashed in at 31. He had, the Authority behind him there. I mean, that was a really good story, but that's not the kind of thing he can do on his own. He needs support for that. If he's about to join The Rock, that could do it, honestly. I don't think it's anything to do with Seth. I think it comes down to the package. If Seth was put with The Rock and was that third man and was backstage in a private dressing room and had different entrance music and completely abandoned the music he's got now, stopped dressing like a clown, like completely changed, but had The Rock, had Cena, was that third man, and was, given that sort of push, that's the kind of thing I could see that would make him the face of the company for a while. Certainly if Cody loses the title to Cena and Cody kind of goes off into a feud, the person carrying the company, the person that could be the face for a while could be Seth. So I don't think that it's not that he hasn't got it in him. I mean, they gave Macho Man the ball from WrestleMania 4 to WrestleMania 5. He had a run as being like the face. Hogan was still around, of course. But, Seth could get that opportunity. I think that he's there or thereabouts, isn't he? He's there or thereabouts. For me, it's just that he's not found the creative to kind of unlock that. With Cody, he left as Stardust, came back as the American Nightmare, came back as having set up his own company, came back with the whole finish in the story, creative, which was fantastic. but so was his new music, his new look, his new presentation. Everything about like Cody coming back just felt like star. He feels like a big star, and he just got that momentum. Him being away meant people missed him. Seth hasn't had that. Coming back with a brand new gimmick, Seth hasn't had that. Being the surprise person at WrestleMania, winning the feud with Seth, having that torn pectoral muscle at Hell in a Cell, all of that elevated Cody, and finishing the story elevated Cody, and his dad being Dusty elevated Cody. His dad obviously helped, because there was plenty of stories where we were talking about Dusty and what Dusty meant to Rome and what Dusty meant to Paul Heyman. And so Dusty's got mentioned a lot. So, I mean, all of these things have massively helped Cody. And I think where they see that momentum, where they see that, oh, there's something here, we can work with this, we can get him there. I think as soon as WWE put the machine behind it, that's it. With Seth, I don't think he's ever quite had that machine. Maybe Architect. You could make an argument he had a little run as the face of the company then, when he was the champion. And maybe you could make that. Cena was still around. Roman was obviously around. Brock was around. But yeah, Seth was right there for the Architect. So, yeah, I have no doubt that if they really want, they can find him creative, put the machine behind him, and make him the face for a while. But I don't think that there's like a conspiracy or anything. I think a lot of it is timing, creative, things along those lines. Hannah. Let's get a few more comments and then we will run away, giggling.
Hannah W.E. Daze. May you break down how the Hall of Fame stream will be this week. I want to make sure I got the times right, as it will be like you streaming a marathon that's an endurance feat. Shout out to you.
I believe it starts at 6 in the morning UK time. So I think what I will do is end the SmackDown stream, which I think probably ends at its usual time. I'm not aware of it starting at a different time. So I'd imagine that will finish at, say, 4. What I might try and do is have Unseen ready. If I can have Unseen ready, because I have done that before where Unseen has been ready to like go as soon as SmackDown ends. I'm going to see if I can do that. So I'll try and step away for an hour to do Unseen. I don't know that I'll get a chance to do a review for SmackDown. If I do, it probably won't include community thoughts. I might just put my thoughts up, like quick 5-minute thing, just to get a video out. Because actually, like, going through and recording and uploading is going to take a bit too long. Ideally, in an ideal world, I would like to step away after SmackDown, do Unseen, come back about 5 in the morning with Hall of Fame starting at 6 in the morning. Then I think Hall of Fame runs for a few hours. It'll be done by about 8. Straight to beds. Maybe a video on Hall of Fame, I don't know. But really, I'm sort of looking of like getting to bed as soon as possible so I can be up. And, we're straight into Stand and Deliver. We're straight into WrestleMania. The only thing about Hall of Fame is obviously, yes, it's late, and I know not many people are going to join us, and that's absolutely fine. I need to watch it. I need to know what happens, so I got to watch it. And with that, there's not going to be like freaking out and screaming, shouting. So I think like there'll be talking, of course. So, it is going to use my voice a bit, but I'm hoping that because there's not going to be screaming and shouting, that it's not going to be too draining on my voice. Go to bed, get up, and listen, we're just going to do the best we can. It's as simple as that. I don't want to sacrifice streams or videos. I didn't sacrifice Evolve. I didn't sacrifice members streams or anything like that. Like, I don't want to do that. We're just going to do the best we can. Simple as that. We're just going to do the best we can, get through, and that's it. I mean, and to be honest with you, if my voice goes, my voice goes, and I'm just going to continue and just do the best that I can. And yeah, in retrospect, if my voice is shot by Sunday, maybe I will look back and go, oh, I probably shouldn't have done Evolve. I probably shouldn't have done this. I probably shouldn't have done that. But I'm really just going to do my best to make sure that I, get through, get rest, do whatever I need to do, and make sure that we get through. So that's my goal. What are your thoughts on this week's shows before Mania? Just go home shows, to be honest, but a little bit flat. So yeah, they're just putting finishing touches in place, aren't they? I thought that NXT was all right. I didn't think it was mind blowing. I thought it was better than Raw. So did the community, according to the scores. I thought Raw was underwhelming, but I think it could have been better. I think the closing segment was quite good. I think that was really the only thing that grabbed my attention outside of that. Skippable. I think SmackDown will be better because it's got the Andre Battle Royal. That matters. So I think that will be better. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the bulk of that was largely the same, like quite flat. But with just the odd, Cena segment, Andre Battle Royal, just, the odd bits. I wouldn't be shocked if we go, well, that was better than Raw, or it was probably about a SmackDown, about an NXT, or a bit better than NXT. But yeah, I mean, it's, everything's focused on WrestleMania. You can understand that, so. Taker1990 said, Seth was the first to win the current World Heavyweight Championship. What's your thoughts? Well, I think it shows they hold him in high regard. That World Heavyweight Championship is a secondary title to me. We've said before that it's a bit like WrestleMania Night 1. WrestleMania Night 1, you've main evented WrestleMania, well done. But there is always Night 2 that you can go to that I would say is bigger, yeah? And I feel the same about the World Heavyweight title. You've won the World Heavyweight title, well done. But it's not the WWE Championship. That is, in my mind, the bigger title. So I think the fact they put that belt on Seth just confirms that Seth is a big name, a big player. But does it not also confirm that he was kind of second to Roman? Because Roman had both those belts, the Universal and the WWE. WWE had to create a whole new belt out of thin air because Roman had the others on lockdown. So the fact they put it on Seth shows that he's up there, is in conversation, but I think it also just kind of confirms that he is that sort of second fiddle, really. And you could even make the argument third fiddle behind Cody now. Maybe make the argument is fourth fiddle behind CM Punk, but I suppose this is why this match matters. Because, Seth finds himself in a match with Punk and with Roman, and he needs to win that, really. Otherwise, yeah, I think people will perceive him to be lower down the pecking order than those guys. So Seth really needs to get this win. It's a little bit like what we just saw. We just saw Kylie, we just saw Kendal, we just saw Brindley, we just saw Chantel Monroe. Those girls were not fighting for a belt, but they were fighting to show that they are the face of this division. And you could really make that argument with that Night 1 main event. They're not fighting for a belt, but they are fighting to show that, well, I'm the face of this company. And if it's not me, I'm second to Cody. I'm right up there with Cody. Whoever wins Night 1. And I agree, really, the winner should get a title shot, should get a shot at WWE, the WWE Championship, but they've not gone that way, and there's plenty of intrigue there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Let's end with Tom and see what Tom is saying, and then we're going to run away. Here we go.
Tom Damiano, member. It's going to be a wild ride this week.
It is.
Let's go. We're with you, Daze.
Let's go. And for balance, let's hear from James. Heartwarming message.
James Chadwick, member. So much for going for only 9 minutes more.
James, shout out to you. Well, I'm going now. Tom, shout out to you. Shout out to everyone that joined us. Appreciate the support as always. I'm going to run away and work on Unseen, of course. Yeah, I honestly, I would love to be doing other videos. There's still a chance that we will and can. I think my next thing is Unseen, and then I'm just going to really take stock of where I am, what I need to do, what needs setting up. Hall of Fame, obviously, stream needs setting up. And so there's bits like that that needs to be done, graphics and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm going to kind of run away and work on all of that. So thank you for joining us. Appreciate it as always. And I will see you again next time. Bye for now.